All right, everyone. It's been quite some time. I've missed you all so dearly. I hope you all have missed me too. Because we're back with another episode. This time we are here with my bestie, Jauda.
Hello, Summer.
Yes, this has been my best friend since we were 10 years old. I'm not going to tell you how old we are now, but just know we're almost at 20 years.
Yeah.
Almost at 20 years.
Summertime production, summertime fine. She got a pretty mind, a Howard alumni. Here to talk about what's going on and why throughout every season, winter, fall, summertime. You know she's rocking.
Let me tell you how I feel like you've grown as a friend to me. So, with me, I share everything with you. You know what time I woke up this morning, what time I brushed my teeth, when I laid down, who I talked to out the day. So same with like sharing the joy and sharing the misery. I used to feel like you didn't want to share with me your tougher moments because you didn't want to put it on me. But I used to be like, no, Jauda, I have to know because I need to be there for you, one, and two, understand you better. And you used to be like, no, Summer, like, I got to process it. But now when you're going through something and you call me, that really feels so good to my heart because I'm like, wow, she used to not do this.
You were so right. I didn't even think about that. I don't know if that was in general how I was raised or just me as a person, but I tend to be more private and
You're
cut
private,
off.
yeah.
And I don't know. I think I process like that, but over the last couple of years, I've even said to you, like, no, Summer, like, I want to rely on you. You are somebody I know I can rely on. And in a lot of ways, I do feel like that has strengthened our relationship
It has.
because I'm letting you in.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for saying that. I really just I didn't even think about that.
When
But
I
that's
saw
true.
that quote about sharing the joy I thought of you.
Mhm.
I'm like, I need to cut Jauda's in half. We need to cut hers in half and share it amongst us.
Yeah.
I'll take half of it.
Ooh.
So be it.
Ooh. And before, I didn't want to feel like I was adding to your
Yeah.
daily burdens. But what are friends for?
What are
And-
friends
and
for?
I had to learn that. And I said, no, this is somebody who loves you and who wants to be there for you. So you have to let people in. And thanks for saying that.
Yeah. Let's talk about how friendships, like you said, go through their lows, those ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
And I remember one time we were ebbing and flowing and maybe we weren't here. We were on one of these. Not, there was no love loss, but we just weren't communicating as often. And did I send you that podcast or did you send it to me?
What?
Remember it was about like friendship breakups.
Oh, yeah,
And you were
yeah.
like, oh, I sent it to
Yeah,
you.
you sent it to me.
I listened to this podcast about friendship breakups because I'm the type of person, if I don't hear from you,
What's going on?
I'm like, are we still friends?
Yes.
So I sent it to you and you were like, Summer, is there something you need to say to me? Because I didn't know we was on the outs.
I
I'm like,
know
no.
we was good."
I just wanted to identify that
Yeah.
we are on one of these.
Yeah.
How do you think friendships can come back from? I hope people understand my hand motions here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I think I think it comes with maturity.
Mm.
And I think that when we look at the grand scheme of our friendship, like in one of those lulls, I sit back and I'm like, there is no way that we couldn't come back from this. Or just understanding that life gets busy. And then when I feel that way, if I start to feel on the outs, I pick up the phone. I call, I text, I send a Marco. Because I'm like, this is something that you're in control of. Like, yes, life is busy, but have you guys made the effort to reconnect?
Yeah.
So I think it's just understanding that there is nothing wrong. But also, like you said, when you sent me that podcast, I think that was your way of checking in. Because, I will check in too. Like, I recall times where I've been like, hey, Summer, I feel like, are we okay? Like, are we still communicating the way that we need to? Are you still being loved by me the way that you need to be loved by me? And those things are important too. And I think that in the grand scheme of friendships, especially the complex friendships of women, that's important to do.
That's
Because our
important.
love languages change, our lives change. So am I still being a good, loving friend to you?
Right.
Because the way I see it is, if I do that with him, I'm going to do that with my other soulmates in this life too,
Y'all, my best friend's about to get married.
Crazy.
June 14th.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for you
I
because
can't wait.
we've talked about this our whole lives.
Yeah.
But I have always been like, I've always wondered, how will our relationship change when you get married? And I feel reassured now because, y'all already live together. Y'all already engaged. So I don't know if much is going to change when you actually jump the broom.
Right.
But that was an insecurity of mine. Not that you were going to get married, but how will our friendship change?
Is it that it's another huge life, milestone that we're about to go through and you're like, who will we be at the end of that?
it's really a possessive thing. I'm like, she's got a new best friend. Is she gonna call me when?
Yeah.
Is she gonna call me when something happens?
Absolutely.
Like when you decide to have a child, like I want you to call me.
Absolutely. Like I don't think any of those things change. But before
They shall not.
It was just
Right,
us. Now there's a third.
Now there's more in the picture. And I call him, I said, Torrance. So now that we're welcoming you in the picture, I'm like, we need to get into our life. We need to get acquainted.
Yeah, he said, wow, your friends don't play about you. I said, I don't want you to ever forget it.
Don't ever forget it. When he proposed, I messaged him. I said, we need to talk on the phone because now things are serious.
Yeah.
Did he tell you about that conversation?
Yeah. He said, ooh. He was like, wow, okay, I'm getting to see the real, the full of Summer. I'm like, yeah.
Because now you are to my friend. Torrance, you're my friend.
You hear that? You made it.
You made it, Torrance.
You made it.
He over there jealous watching us.
I don't think our dynamic is gonna change though, Summer. I think it'll look different, but I don't think it'll look much different than all the changes that we've already been through. It's just gonna add another piece of.
This is so real though, because like we keep going through like huge life milestones, and our dynamic consistently changes, and I think that's something that people who are friends for a long time deal with, but especially young women in their 20s, like these consistent changes. Like I go to Howard, like I'm in DC now, I'm working hard, like you are too. You're in Cincinnati, Xavier, you're working hard, so it just constantly changes. And I like that you said that. One of the things you do is like ask, how can I be a loving friend to you in this moment? Mm-hmm. What do you think, Miss Denise, your parents and Larry gave you so that you could be a friend like that? Ooh. What are those traits?
I think it's always receiving unconditional love that makes you be able to, one, love unconditionally, but two, be cognizant of others' needs.
Yeah.
So I feel like because that's what I received, my parents gave me love in any place in my life, support. They switch it up. Even now at this big age, I still get hands on, hands off. What do you need of us? Mm-hmm. So I think it's just the example that was set of how to treat others, and just in general, when you care about somebody,
that's just how you move.
And again, I'm going to stand on it because I feel like in women relationship, we give a lot of grace to men and our men that we don't always give to our girlfriends. And if there's a man in my life that I could extend extra graces to, why would I not extend those type of graces to my girls?
Yeah.
The ones who, sorry, babe, were there before him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I'm going to at least try to make the effort to understand, make it work. And then if at that point you come to the conclusion that you've really grown apart or it's something, I don't think we've ever been through something that's not reconcilable.
No, we don't even argue.
We don't argue.
I don't ever remember getting into it with you ever once.
The little bit of time that I get to spend in the same space with you,
right?
Why? I would never want to spend that at odds. I don't feel like there's anything that we would go through that we couldn't.
Yeah, talk through.
Yeah.
And I like that you said that also too about like, men relationships, because I feel like as women, especially young women, we censor men. We put a lot of emphasis on our relationships with men. But being a friend with you has taught me, one, I know what real love and unconditional love looks and feels like. So if you want to be my man, you got to at least do me as good as my friends are. And then two, like, the way I am trying to grow as a girlfriend and a potential wife one day, I also want to grow to be a good friend. So I need to put that same energy into friendships as well.
Absolutely. Because in that relationship, friendship is first. Like, I hope for you in your relationship, when you find that one, he is your best friend first. So you're taking all of these things that you've already learned and
already know how to do.
Yeah.
And double it.
Yes.
I think there's something to say too, the fact that, sorry, parents, but our parents are older than a lot of our colleagues' parents.
Yeah.
What do you think that did for us?
Well, one, we know great music.
True.
I feel like we could really connect on that. Like, we knew the old songs. We were in the car bobbing our head and singing the same stuff because our parents are from the same generation. We know good food. We're just old souls. I think I'm a little bit older soul than you.
I think you are too.
But you... But I think like you're still grounded in that aspect.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that about our parents. I think it gave us balance.
It did.
I see so many people and just,
Girl, this
crashed out.
generation and even the ones under us, like I'm genuinely concerned at the values and the morals they have to stand on.
Yeah, because did you not learn like you're not cool if you can't party over here, do what you're gonna do, but also be about your business? Is that something that older parents instill in you?
I think our parents instilled in us like to be honorable and to be noble
and that
to
you
be
can have
kind.
it all. Yes.
And to be trustworthy and to be
Yes.
loyal.
Yes.
And I think some of the other parents, newer generation parents, like be cool, be hip, be independent, be on top. And our parents was like, no, be community, be a sister, be a friend.
And then all those things will come to you.
They'll come,
Yes.
naturally come.
And I find that to be so true.
I'm so glad that we have that.
I do too.
Shout out to our parents.
We love you.
Yeah, you guys held it down.
And our parents, like, I love her parents like they're my parents.
Me too.
So I'm
Miss
grateful
Denise,
for
my honorary godmother.
Yes, I'm grateful for your parents. I remember eating them out of house and home just like Denise.
Because that's what they provided for us.
We used to beg our mom to it would be Sunday night and my mom would call and say she's gonna come get me or whatever. We would beg her to let me
just
stay.
come to school
and then
in the
I'd go to
morning?
school with her in the morning, Monday morning.
Just to go to school
Just
in the
to
morning.
go to school in the morning.
All we did was go to sleep.
Yes.
Maybe cut up a little before we went to sleep. Maybe go
Yes.
ding dong ditch a little bit.
Yes, I remember when you moved to Canada, my mom was so hurt for me. She took me on a shopping spree.
Oh, we were
because
heartbroken.
she knew how heartbroken and sad I was.
We were heartbroken.
So shout out to them for just always carrying that for us too. And again, just being good stewards of our friendship, because those are plane tickets. Those were efforts really made to keep this going.
It's because your mom liked me and my parents liked you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, do you think it's
So
because they
naturally.
saw something in
Yes,
us?
they saw good friendships within us. True friendships within us. So they made sure they made it happen.
That's beautiful. How are we gonna make sure that our kids get that?
Ooh, girl. Because the difference with them is that they're never going to live in the same state. Well,
Right.
I mean, maybe,
Right.
God willing, but probably not.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to be FaceTime besties.
And will.
From the very beginning.
I mean,
Yeah, they're going to call you auntie.
so that's a given.
From the very beginning.
And we're just gonna have to make the same efforts that our parents made.
Yeah. So knowing me from when I was 10 years old, which is crazy.
Yes.
What did you see for me? Because this is kind of what you alluded to yesterday when we were talking, remember?
Yeah, so I didn't want to just get overly sentimental sitting here, but this, even being here is so, I don't even want to say surreal, because it's not that I didn't think it would happen. It's just, I kind of mentioned it yesterday. When we were younger, people were like, what do you guys want to be? I'm over here like, oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a pediatrician. I want to be this and that. You always wanted to be something in the creative world, whether that changed or fluctuated or flowed, it was always something creative. And people really used to side-eye you and be like, that's
All right.
goofy.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, that's goofy. You're not going to pay, how you gonna pay your bills? And to actually see you were so self-aware so early and you're making that happen. Summer, I remember the summer you couch hopped and slept on couches in New York. I'm calling you like, girl, you good? You're like, no, I'm not okay. I'm over here hungry, tired, living in New York, but you got that. You really got dog in you that a lot of people don't have.
Shout out to that dog. I think that was St. Louis and Detroit. I don't know. And I think my parents, of course, too.
I'm gonna say your parents
I
too.
think also it was the naysayers.
Yeah.
When they used to give me that side eye, that was like Goku firing up within me.
But it's
my Super Saiyan.
We can give homage to all those people with Summer. This is also just you, because we're
Yeah.
talking about from a very young age. You knew where you needed to be. You knew what was the best direction for you, and you've just never let go of that. And this is a testament. I'm sitting on Summertime. Year 2.
That's
of
crazy
Summertime.
work. That's crazy work.
Crazy.
And the fact that I'm starting this year with an interview with my best friend in the world, that's crazy work. That fills my heart with so much love and joy.
Yeah, when I sat down, I'm just sitting here looking around I'm really sitting here with my best friend, doing what she loves to do, getting to be a part of that.
But the fact that you even wanted to be here means so much to my heart and soul.
Summer, there's not a better, and when you go to your next biggest platform, I'm gonna ask to be a guest.
You gonna be on
that
there
show
too, and you gonna be right there.
What?
And I can't
cheering
wait.
you on.
Speaking of heart and soul, though, I think one of the things that are different between us that I kind of want to touch on, because I find that this is like a deal breaker for a lot of relationships, is our differences within like spirituality and religion. I want to hear what your thoughts are on that. Because we've had plenty of conversations about the direction of our souls. I remember one time you called me, you were like, Summer, I just don't want you to go to hell.
Girl,
I said, baby, I'm not going to hell.
Yeah. I was really going through something. But in that, I feel like that's the safe place, right?
Yeah.
You weren't like, oh my God. Like, well, maybe you were, but you could be honest about that. You probably like, this girl done lost her mind. But I regained, stability. And I feel like we've always had conversations. Because when you would come to my house with my family, we always go to church.
We would go to church.
But did you ever feel judged that you didn't go to church, or that wasn't your... Like, you could
I didn't feel judged. I felt ignorant. I didn't feel judged. I felt ignorant. I'm like, damn, I don't know none of this. I don't know nothing that they talking about. They over here talking in tongues. I'm creeped out.
But see, I didn't feel unsafe or like being around you and your family who may not go to church every Sunday. Like, I just feel that there wasn't a lot of judgment there. And so it's allowed space for us to grow in our beliefs and have conversations. And then I feel like we just accept each other for who we are and like what we do and what we believe. Yeah. I don't feel a need to change you.
And I think we also understand that feelings are temporary. Like,
right.
And where we're at in life consistently shifts. So like I remember one time you were like, I mean, Summer, you got to just pray. I don't know, to God, to the universe, whoever you talk to. And I'm like, true, who am I praying to right now? But it shifts, right? So you're going to give me grace through this process. Like if right now I'm praying to God, then so be it. If tomorrow I'm thanking the universe, then so be it. But you just provide space and grace for that. And I think that's one of the main things about friendship that you mentioned that a lot of people don't do is just open up grace. Like we need grace to continue relationships.
Yeah, because you don't know everything.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think it's going to help you to condemn you versus you condemning me for stuff I'm doing. We're hearing this together. Yeah. That's what a friend is for, right? We're supposed to be holding each other up. So I don't expect you to have all the answers, and I don't have all the answers. And I think because we know that, and we just, in that moment, we're being vulnerable, and we're like, hey, I need you in whatever capacity of that you can offer. I think we really benefit from that.
I do refer to you as a soundboard, though. I'd be like, let me see what Jauda think about this, because I do think you're more mature than me in a lot of areas. And so I call you like, girl, am I tweaking? And you will be real with me, which I also appreciate. I don't like yes men.
Yeah, and I hope you know that you do the same for me. You give me sound advice. You've made comments before like, I don't know. I'm like, Summer, you give me sound advice. You fill my cup. You help me think through things. You think through things different. We don't think through things the same way. So it's always beneficial.
Tell me one thing you know for certain about friendships. In ours in specific? Yes.
So I would say that friendships are kind of what you make of them. I think you get what you pour into them. And so if you see something, and especially in this world, if there's someone good to hold on to, you have to grasp onto that, and you have to hold on tight. And you have to love, and you have to give, and then you have to receive. And it's just you have to go with the flow and do all the things. Friendships change, people change. But I like the way that they evolve, and I like being able to look. Ours has evolved specifically. I like being able to look back and tell stories about all the crazy stuff we're doing.
Girl, we can't share them stories. We can't share them stories. One thing I know for certain about friendships is that our friendship is that we have more time in front of us than we have behind us. Amen.
Yes. Amen.
Oh, Bessie, thank you for joining me on this show today.
I'm
so glad you came. I love you too, and I'm so excited to kick it with you this weekend.
I know, we're having a good time.
Yay, first show of the books with my best friend. Thank you all. Thank you.
It's good to be here.
Yes. Yay. Hey, everyone.
Summertime.